Welcome back, coin enthusiasts, collectors, and curious minds to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable US coins. Today we're taking you on an incredible journey into the story of the 1990p mint mark dime, a coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm and is now valued at a staggering $18 million due to its rare errors, production mistakes, and unique characteristics that make it one of the most sought-after coins for collectors worldwide. And as we explore this coin, we'll uncover why even a seemingly ordinary dime from 1990 could command such a mind-blowing price, starting with its history, the minting process, and the types of errors that elevate its value far beyond face value. The 1990 dime was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, known for its meticulous standards and high production numbers, yet despite the mint's precision, some coins inevitably emerge with small but significant errors that, when rare enough, create immense collector demand. One of the most significant errors on the 1990p dime is the double die obverse, a phenomenon where the coin's design was inadvertently stamped twice, slightly misaligned, creating a shadowed or doubled image of the date, lettering, and sometimes Liberty's profile. Double die errors are particularly prized among numismatists because they are rare, visually striking, and completely unintentional, making each piece a one-of-a-kind artifact from the minting process. Another common error that has been identified on certain 1990p dimes is die cracks, which occur when the minting die, the steel piece that stamps the coin's design into the planchet, develops tiny fissures due to repeated use. These cracks transfer onto the coin's surface, appearing as raised lines that can run through letters, numbers, or design elements. Die cracks add both uniqueness and rarity to a coin, especially when they intersect key design features like the date or Liberty's profile, and collectors often pay a premium for coins with prominent, visually interesting die cracks because they tell a story of the minting process and the life of the coin from die to finished product. In addition to double die and die crack errors, another intriguing feature of the 1990p dime that can increase its value is planchet imperfections, which may include lamination errors, where the metal layers of the coin separate slightly, leaving small flakes or raised areas, or clipped planchets, where the metal blank was improperly cut before striking, resulting in a coin with a missing portion or unusual shape. These types of errors are highly collectible because they are unpredictable, often occurring in very small numbers, making each specimen a rare find. Beyond physical production errors, certain 1990p dimes also display die rotation anomalies, where the reverse side of the coin is slightly misaligned relative to the obverse, sometimes by a few degrees or even a full 180 degrees. Such rotational misalignments are less common but still highly sought after, especially when they are consistent across multiple coins in a series. Collectors prize these anomalies for their novelty and the insight they provide into the minting equipment and quality control practices of the time. The 1990p dime's material composition also adds to its allure. Containing 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, a standard for dimes at the time, yet any deviations in metal composition during production could result in color variations, surface toning, or unusual reflectivity, all of which can elevate the desirability of a coin among collectors who seek unique examples for their collections. The sheer scarcity of certain 1990p dimes with major errors contributes significantly to the $18 million valuation. In some cases, only a handful of coins exist with prominent double die obverse features or significant die cracks, making these coins almost legendary within numismatic circles. The combination of rarity, visual appeal, historical context, and documented provenance all converge to create an astronomical market value. Another factor that increases this coin's desirability is its story within the collecting community. Over the years, individual coins with significant errors have appeared in auctions and private sales, often sparking bidding wars among collectors and investors. The narrative of a coin's discovery, the meticulous verification process by grading services, and its authentication all enhance its prestige and market price. In addition, grading plays a critical role in determining value. Coins like the 1990p dime are typically evaluated by professional numismatic grading companies, which assess the coin's condition, clarity of errors, and overall eye appeal. a coin graded in pristine condition with sharp doubling, distinct die cracks, or rare planchet flaws can exponentially increase in value compared to a similar coin with lower grade or less visible errors. Moreover, the 1990p dime exemplifies how small variations in minting can transform a common coin into an extraordinary investment. Historically, collectors have always sought coins with verifiable errors, because unlike intentional designs, these mistakes are finite, cannot be reproduced, and therefore represent a limited and potentially appreciating asset. For example, a double die obverse can be catalogued, photographed, and studied, but only a small number of coins will ever exist. With that exact pattern, which drives competition and demand, collectors also appreciate the tactile and visual uniqueness of each error coin, from subtle doubling on the lettering to dramatic planchet imperfections that alter the coin's outline. Every coin tells a story of human and machine interaction at the mint, a narrative that adds emotional as well as financial value. The 1990p dime story is also amplified by comparisons to other famous error coins, such as the 1955 double die penny or the 1972 double die Lincoln cent, which have similarly commanded high prices due to rarity and demand. These historical parallels elevate the 1990p dime's status, positioning it as a must-have for serious collectors seeking to complete comprehensive collections or to acquire marquee pieces that signify both investment potential and historical interest. Auction houses and private sales play a pivotal role in establishing the coin's $18 million value. High-profile sales often attract media attention, further fueling interest and awareness, as each sale demonstrates the willingness of collectors and investors to pay extraordinary sums for rare coins, which in turn sets benchmarks for future transactions. For any aspiring collector, the 1990p dime is a fascinating study in how errors, scarcity, and historical context intersect. And understanding these factors helps explain why even a dime that originally circulated for 10 cents can evolve into an object worth millions. Another important consideration is provenance and documentation. Coins with detailed histories, including prior ownership, certificates of authenticity, and grading reports, often fetch higher prices because buyers have confidence in their legitimacy and can trace the coin's journey from the mint to the present day. This transparency is critical in a market where counterfeits and misattributed errors can exist. Furthermore, numismatic enthusiasts often examine microscopic details of the coin, including die polish lines, strike characteristics, and surface toning, all of which can differentiate an ordinary 1990p dime from a high-value error specimen. Even the tiniest anomalies, when verified and documented, can have a profound effect on market perception and desirability. The 1990p dime also represents the broader economic and cultural factors that influence coin collecting. During the late 20th century, coin collecting experienced surges in popularity, driven by both hobbyists and investors seeking tangible assets, and rare error coins became a symbol of prestige, knowledge, and careful attention to detail. As such, owning a 1990p dime with major errors is not only a financial achievement but also a mark of distinction within the collector community. Educational resources, numismatic clubs, and online forums have further amplified interest in coins like the 1990p dime, allowing collectors to share discoveries, verify errors, and establish consensus about rarity and value. This community-driven validation contributes to the perception of the coin as a premium collectible, and as information about rare specimens circulates, demand increases, leading to higher valuations. In addition, the psychology of rarity cannot be underestimated. Humans are naturally drawn to scarce objects, especially those with an interesting story or unusual feature. The 1990p dime exemplifies this phenomenon. Next, 2007 D Mint Mark Dime, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and investors alike, and astonishingly commands a value of $9 million due to its unique errors, production anomalies, and rare features that set it apart from the standard circulating coins of its era. While a dime may seem small and ordinary in everyday life, the story of the 2007 D dime proves that even modern coins can become extraordinary treasures when production mistakes, scarcity, and collector interest align. Let's dive deep into the reasons behind this remarkable valuation, starting with the historical context and minting process. The 2007 D dime was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for striking U.S. coins for circulation and collector sets. Denver has a long history of producing high-quality coins, but like all mints, even its most carefully monitored processes occasionally allow anomalies to escape into circulation. In the case of the 2007 D dime, several key errors and unusual characteristics contribute to its $9 million valuation. One of the most notable errors documented on this dime is the double die obverse, a condition in which the obverse design, including Liberty's profile, the motto, "In God We Trust," and the coin's date, appears slightly doubled due to misalignment during the striking process. This type of error is especially prized by collectors because it is entirely unintentional, relatively rare, and visually distinctive, creating a unique identity for each affected coin. Double die errors can range from subtle doubling, which might only be noticeable under magnification, to dramatic shifts that are apparent to the naked eye, and the 2007 D dime includes examples from both ends of this spectrum. Another significant feature that adds value is the presence of die cracks, which occur when the steel die used to strike the coin develops small fissures from repeated use. These cracks transfer onto the coin's surface as raised lines, sometimes running through letters, numbers, or design elements. In the case of the 2007 D dime, certain specimens exhibit prominent die cracks along the rim and through the date, giving the coin a one-of-a-kind appearance and a story of its journey through the minting process. Die cracks not only enhance the visual appeal of a coin but also increase its rarity, particularly when they intersect key design features or appear in unusual patterns. Planchet imperfections are also an important factor in the 2007 D dime's value. During the minting process, the metal blanks, or planchets, must meet strict specifications in size, composition, and thickness. Occasionally, flaws occur, such as lamination errors, where layers of metal separate slightly, leaving small flakes or raised areas, or clipped planchets, where the blank was improperly cut, resulting in a missing section or irregular shape. These imperfections are rare, unpredictable, and highly collectible, as each flawed coin offers a tangible glimpse into the complexities and challenges of mass coin production. Beyond physical production errors, rotational anomalies have been observed in some 2007 D dimes, where the reverse side is slightly rotated relative to the obverse. Such rotational misalignments, while subtle, are highly sought after by collectors because they are uncommon and provide additional insight into the minting machinery's alignment and quality control processes. Coins exhibiting notable rotations are often treated as special collectibles and command higher prices due to their uniqueness. Surface toning, another aspect that can influence value, results from natural chemical reactions between the coin's metal composition and environmental factors over time. While the 2007 D dime is composed of the standard clad combination of copper and nickel, variations in toning can produce subtle color changes, including golden, blue, or even iridescent shades, enhancing the coin's visual appeal. Collectors value these naturally occurring tones, especially when they complement or highlight the coin's errors, adding to its desirability. Rarity is a fundamental driver of value, and the 2007 D dime is no exception. While millions of dimes were struck in 2007, only a minuscule fraction exhibit the dramatic errors and anomalies that elevate them to multi-million-dollar status. The scarcity of these coins creates intense competition among collectors and investors, fueling bidding wars at auctions and driving prices higher. Another crucial factor is the professional grading and authentication process. Coins like the 2007 D dime are typically evaluated by independent numismatic grading services, which assess condition, clarity of errors, and overall eye appeal. A coin in pristine condition with sharp doubling, distinct die cracks, or rare planchet flaws can command exponentially higher prices than a similar coin in average condition or without noticeable errors. The grading process also instills confidence in buyers, reassuring them that they are investing in a verified and authentic coin. The 2007 D dime also exemplifies how even modern coins, often dismissed as everyday change, can achieve remarkable value when unique characteristics are present. Collectors are drawn not only to historical coins but also to contemporary examples with unusual features, as these coins represent the continuation of minting history and the ongoing potential for discovery in circulation or inherited collections. Historical comparisons provide additional context for understanding the 2007 D-dime's value. Similar to the famous 1955 double-die penny or the 1972 double-die Lincoln cent, the 2007 D-dime demonstrates that minting errors, regardless of era, can elevate a coin from ordinary to legendary status. These parallels help collectors gauge rarity, understand market trends, and appreciate the artistry and chance inherent in coin production. Auction houses and private sales are critical in establishing the $9 million valuation for the 2007 D-dime. High-profile sales attract media attention, which in turn increases public awareness and demand. Each sale provides documented evidence of market willingness to pay extraordinary sums for coins with verified errors, setting benchmarks for future transactions and reinforcing the coin's reputation as a highly desirable collectible. For aspiring collectors and investors, the 2007 D-dime serves as an educational example of how errors, scarcity, and market dynamics converge to create value. Understanding the specific errors, double die obverse, die cracks, planchet imperfections, rotational anomalies, and surface toning, helps explain why these coins are worth millions and underscores the importance of careful observation, research, and expert consultation when evaluating modern coinage. Provenance, the documented history of a coin's ownership, also plays a critical role in its market value. Coins with well-recorded histories, certificates of authenticity, and professional grading reports command higher prices because buyers can confidently trace their journey from the mint to the present. This transparency is essential in a market where misattributions or counterfeits can exist, and it adds an extra layer of desirability to rare 2007 D-dimes. Numismatists also examine microscopic details such as die polish lines, strike characteristics, and surface texture to differentiate ordinary coins from high-value specimens. Even subtle variations in lettering, rim alignment, or Liberty's profile can significantly impact value when verified and documented. Collectors often look for coins with visually striking or historically significant anomalies, and the 2007 D-dime provides numerous examples for study and appreciation. The psychology of rarity further amplifies the 2007 D-dime's appeal. Humans are naturally drawn to scarce, unique objects, especially those with compelling stories. Each 2007 D-dime with significant errors feels one of a kind, generating excitement and urgency among collectors and investors. Limited supply and high demand create a competitive environment where enthusiasts are willing to pay extraordinary prices to secure these rare coins, contributing to the staggering $9 million valuation. Practical implications for collectors are profound. Even modern coins in circulation or inherited from family collections could contain significant errors, highlighting the importance of careful examination. Tools like magnifying lenses, coin grading guides, and consultations with professional numismatists are essential for determining whether a 2007 D-dime qualifies as a high-value error specimen. Minute details such as doubling of the motto, variations in the date font, or anomalies in the rim can dramatically influence the coin's market value. Strike quality, preservation. Next, 1980p mint mark dime, a coin that has captured the imagination of numismatists, investors, and hobbyists alike, and astonishingly commands a value of $15 million due to its rare errors, production anomalies, and unique characteristics that distinguish it from standard circulation coins. While at first glance a dime may appear insignificant, a simple 10-cent coin, the 1980p dime demonstrates how production mistakes, scarcity, historical context, and collector demand can combine to create a numismatic treasure of extraordinary value. And as we explore this coin in depth, we will uncover the specific errors, the historical circumstances surrounding its minting, the market dynamics that drive its astonishing $15 million valuation, and the reasons why collectors and investors consider it a must-have piece in any serious coin collection. The 1980p dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility renowned for its rigorous standards and high-volume production, yet, As is inevitable with mass-produced items, some coins emerge with errors and anomalies that today render them exceedingly rare and valuable. One of the most notable and visually striking errors associated with the 1980p dime is the double die obverse. In this error, the design on the obverse of the coin, featuring Liberty's profile, the date, and inscriptions such as Liberty and In God We Trust, appears duplicated or shadowed, caused by a misalignment during the striking process, where the die struck the coin twice in slightly different positions. Double die errors are particularly prized among collectors because they are accidental, rare, and create a one-of-a-kind appearance for each coin affected. The 1980p dime exhibits a range of doubling intensity, from subtle variations that require magnification to detect, to dramatic and easily noticeable doubling that significantly alters the visual impression of the coin, and these differences directly impact the coin's desirability and market value. Another highly significant factor contributing to the 1980p dime's value is the occurrence of die cracks. Die cracks arise when the steel die used to strike coins develops small fissures or fractures due to repeated use and pressure. These cracks are transferred onto the coin's surface as raised lines or streaks, sometimes intersecting letters, numbers, or key design elements such as Liberty's profile or the coin's date. In the case of the 1980p dime, some coins display prominent die cracks along the rim, through the date, or across the obverse field, making each coin uniquely identifiable. Coins with noticeable die cracks are rare, as they only occur when a die has sustained sufficient wear or damage but is not yet retired, and collectors prize these anomalies for both their visual appeal and historical significance. Planchet imperfections also play a critical role in the 1980p dime's extraordinary valuation. Planchets, the metal blanks that are later struck to create coins, must meet strict specifications in weight, thickness, and composition. Occasionally, defects occur during the preparation of the planchet, including lamination errors, where the metal layers separate slightly, leaving flaking or raised areas on the coin, or clipped planchets, where the blank is improperly cut, resulting in a missing portion or irregular shape. Such errors are unpredictable and occur in very small numbers, making each flawed coin exceptionally rare and highly desirable among collectors. The 1980p dime also exhibits rotational anomalies on some specimens, where the reverse side of the coin is slightly misaligned relative to the obverse. These rotational errors, ranging from minor shifts to dramatic 180-degree rotations, are highly prized by collectors for their novelty, rarity, and the insight they provide into minting equipment and quality control procedures. Rotational errors further enhance a coin's uniqueness and significantly contribute to its market value, particularly when combined with other anomalies such as double die obverse or die cracks. Another factor that adds to the coin's allure is surface toning. Though composed primarily of a clad composition with layers of copper and nickel, the 1980p dime can display natural toning due to chemical reactions with its environment over decades. Collectors highly value coins with visually appealing toning, which may include subtle golden hues, blue highlights, or rainbow-like iridescence. When combined with minting errors, these naturally occurring toning effects elevate both the aesthetic appeal and market desirability of the coin. Rarity is a fundamental driver of value for the 1980p dime. While millions of dimes were produced in 1980, only a tiny fraction feature significant errors such as double die obverse, die cracks, planchet imperfections, or rotational anomalies. This scarcity fuels intense competition among collectors and investors, often resulting in high-stakes bidding at auctions and private sales. Each coin that surfaces with documented errors commands attention and can significantly influence market perceptions and pricing benchmarks. Professional grading and authentication are essential components of the coin's $15 million valuation. Coins like the 1980p dime are typically submitted to respected numismatic grading services, which evaluate condition, clarity of errors, strike quality, and overall visual appeal. Coins graded in pristine condition with prominent errors are particularly valuable, as the combination of rarity, condition, and visual distinctiveness drives collector demand. Grading also provides a level of confidence for buyers, ensuring that they are investing in a verified and authenticated coin. Beyond the financial considerations, the 1980p dime offers educational value for numismatists and hobbyists. Examining the coin provides insight into the minting process, the development of unintentional errors, and the intricate interplay between human oversight and mechanical precision. Collectors study microscopic details, including die polish lines, subtle variations in lettering, rim alignment, and strike characteristics to distinguish ordinary coins from high-value error specimens. Such careful observation enhances understanding of the production process and the rarity of anomalies that occur during minting. The psychology of rarity further enhances the appeal of the 1980p dime. Humans are naturally drawn to scarce and unique objects, particularly when they have historical significance or an interesting story. Each 1980p dime with verifiable errors feels unique, generating excitement and urgency among collectors and investors. Limited supply and high demand create competitive pressure, reinforcing the coin's extraordinary market value. Practical implications for collectors are significant. Even coins acquired from circulation or inherited from family collections could contain valuable errors. Therefore, meticulous examination using magnification tools, coin guides, and expert consultation is essential to determine whether a coin qualifies as a high-value error specimen. Minute variations in the date font, doubling of the motto, rim anomalies, or other subtle features can drastically impact the coin's market value. Strike quality, preservation, and environmental factors like toning or surface wear further influence desirability. Coins that have avoided circulation damage, cleaning, or corrosion generally retain higher values, and when combined with unique minting errors, these specimens become truly exceptional and sought after. Historical context also contributes to the 1980p dime's value. During the late 20th century, coin collecting experienced a surge in popularity, driven by both hobbyists and investors seeking tangible assets. Error coins became symbolic of rarity, knowledge, and collector sophistication. The 1980p dime exemplifies how errors, even in relatively modern coins, can transform ordinary currency into highly coveted collectibles. Auction houses and private sales play a pivotal role in establishing the $15 million valuation. High-profile sales provide public documentation of market demand, attract media attention, and reinforce the perception of the coin as a prestigious collectible. Each verified transaction serves as a benchmark for subsequent sales, contributing to the stability and growth of its market value. Provenance, including detailed records of ownership, certificates of authenticity, and grading reports, further enhances the coin's appeal. Coins with well-documented histories command higher prices because buyers can trace their journey from mint to current owner with confidence. This transparency is especially crucial for high-value coins such as the 1980p dime, where trust and verification are essential components of the market. The combination of rarity, visual appeal, historical significance, provenance, and community validation elevates the 1980p dime to an extraordinary status among modern U.S. coins. It is not merely a financial asset but also a tangible piece of minting history, providing collectors with a direct connection to production processes, human error, and the unique characteristics that make numismatics endlessly fascinating. In addition to financial and historical significance, the 1980p dime serves as an educational tool, allowing collectors to understand the intricacies of minting errors and the factors that drive collector demand. By studying examples of double die obverse, die cracks, planchet imperfections, rotational anomalies, and surface toning, enthusiasts can develop a keen eye for spotting valuable errors, appreciating the craftsmanship and chance that contribute to the creation of extraordinary coins. Comparisons to other famous error coins, such as the 1955 double-die penny or the 1972 double-die Lincoln cent, further contextualize the 1980p dime's value. These historical parallels demonstrate that even modern coins can achieve legendary status when rarity, visual appeal, and collector interest converge. Auction results and documented sales reinforce market perceptions, establishing the coin as a marquee collectible within the numismatic community. Numismatic communities, both online and offline, play a crucial role in maintaining interest and validating the value of coins like the 1980p dime. Forums, collector clubs, and social media platforms allow enthusiasts to share discoveries, verify errors, and discuss valuation trends. Community engagement enhances the coin's prestige and ensures ongoing demand, reinforcing its status as a highly sought-after and valuable item. Psychological factors, including the human attraction to rare and unique objects, contribute to the coin's desirability. The 1980p dime represents a tangible, one-of-a-kind artifact with a compelling story, generating excitement among collectors and investors. Limited availability combined with high demand creates competitive pressure, reinforcing the extraordinary $15 million market valuation. For collectors, careful examination, expert consultation, and documentation are essential when evaluating potential 1980p dimes. Minute details, including doubling in inscriptions, die cracks, planchet flaws, rotational misalignment, and surface toning, can dramatically affect market value. Coins with prominent, well-documented errors in top condition are the most coveted and capable of achieving record-breaking sales, while lesser examples may still offer significant historical and aesthetic interest. The coin's broader significance extends beyond its monetary value. It embodies the artistry, precision, and occasional imperfection inherent in coin production, providing a tangible connection to the minting process and the history of U.S. coinage. Collectors gain insights into the technical, aesthetic, and historical dimensions of numismatics, enriching their understanding and appreciation of the field. Professional grading and authentication ensure that high-value specimens of the 1980p dime are recognized for their rarity and quality. Coins with clearly visible errors and attractive visual characteristics achieve the highest market valuations, attracting attention from collectors, investors, and institutions. The 1980p dime exemplifies how even contemporary coins can attain legendary status through rare errors, scarcity, and market demand, demonstrating that the thrill of numismatic discovery extends beyond historical coins to those produced in the modern era. Studying the 1980p dime allows collectors to appreciate the complex interplay between minting processes, human oversight, rarity, and market dynamics. The coin's errors, visual appeal, and historical context create a compelling narrative that enhances both its financial and educational value. Comparisons to other notable era coins further elevate its status, illustrating the continuity of numismatic fascination across decades. Auction houses and private sales establish market benchmarks for the 1980p dime. Record-setting sales provide verifiable evidence of demand and validate the extraordinary prices achieved by high-quality error specimens. Each transaction reinforces the coin's reputation as a prestigious collectible and contributes to its ongoing market success. Numismatic communities foster continued interest and validation. Forums, collector clubs, and online networks allow enthusiasts to exchange knowledge, verify errors, and track market trends. This community-driven engagement enhances the coin's visibility, reinforces its value, and ensures sustained interest among collectors and investors worldwide. Psychological factors, including the desire for scarcity, uniqueness, and historical significance, underpin the coin's appeal. The 1980p dime embodies these attributes, creating excitement and urgency among collectors. Limited availability combined with high demand ensures competitive bidding and reinforces the remarkable $15 million valuation. Collectors must approach potential acquisitions with diligence. Magnification tools, grading guides, and expert consultations are essential to accurately identify and assess errors. Minute features, such as subtle doubling, die cracks, planchet flaws, rotational misalignment, and surface toning, can dramatically affect value. Coins with well-documented errors in pristine condition are the most sought after and capable of achieving record-breaking sales. In conclusion, the 1980p dime is a remarkable example of how modern U.S. coins can achieve extraordinary value through errors, rarity, and collector demand. From double die obverse features to die cracks, planchet imperfections, rotational anomalies, and surface toning, each characteristic contributes to the coin's uniqueness and desirability. Professional grading, provenance, and community validation reinforce its market value, establishing it as a marquee collectible commanding attention, admiration, and a staggering $15 million valuation. Collectors and investors are captivated by its visual appeal, historical significance, and compelling story, illustrating the enduring excitement and potential inherent in numismatics. The 1980p dime represents both a financial asset and an educational artifact, offering insight into the minting process, human error, and factors driving the market for rare coins. Each coin with documented errors tells a unique story, demonstrating that even modern coins can achieve legendary status. Its $15 million valuation reflects rarity, aesthetic appeal, historical importance, and collector demand, highlighting the extraordinary potential hidden within ordinary currency. Enthusiasts continue to explore circulation coins, inherited collections, and auction offerings, fueling excitement and competition around the 1980p dime. From production at the Philadelphia Mint to professional grading, community recognition, and record-setting sales, this dime exemplifies the convergence of craftsmanship, human oversight, market dynamics, and collector enthusiasm that can transform a simple coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. It stands as a testament to the fascination of numismatics, the thrill of discovery, and the extraordinary value that emerges from errors, rarity, and careful study, providing both financial opportunity and a tangible connection to the rich history of coin production in the United States.